Hello and welcome back to Project Java. My name is Venkat, and in this video we'll be talking about typecasting in Java. What is typecasting? It's nothing but the conversion from one data type to the other. Now this interconversion of data types is known as typecasting in Java. And there are two ways in which typecasting can happen. One is the automatic typecasting by the Java compiler, and the second is explicit typecasting by the programmer. Automatic typecasting happens only in case of widening conversions, where we need to widen the range that a variable can store. And explicit typecasting is done with the intention to narrow the range that a variable can store. Let us see some practical examples of automatic and explicit type conversions. So let's say I have a class casting.typecast example. Let me enter the presentation mode. Yeah. Let's say we have a main method, and in this main method, we have a variable short s is equals storing the value of 365. All right. Now, what we want to do is we want to convert this value 365, which is present in this variable s, to a variable of type int. So I say int I is equals s, and well, this is automatic typecasting. Now, when we print the value I, we get 365 as the output. Cross verifying it, so you can see the value is 365 unchanged. Similarly, let's say I want to convert it into a long data type. So I would say long L is equals S, and then I'll print the variable L, and after rerunning I'll get the same output, which is 365. Now let's do something crazy. Let's see, these are all fine. What I want to do is I want to convert this to a character type. So let's say char ch is equals s, but we get an error. The compilation error is incompatible types. A character cannot be converted into a short data type, or a short cannot be converted into a char data type. What if we explicitly typecast it to a char data type? Well, we work really good with it then. We don't have any issues with the code. And then if we print ch, this is what we are getting, a question mark. What does this question mark mean, bro? It's nothing but a Unicode character. Since we don't have all the 65535 Unicode characters, so the Java compiler, the Java execution engine displays a question mark in place of it. If we enter some known value, let's say 122, and if we then execute this code, then we'll get a lowercase z character. And this, my friends, is known as explicit typecasting. So you see, when we remove this target type from here, we get a compilation error. The range of a short data type is 32767, whereas the range for a character data type is 65535. And this is the reason why we cannot automatically or implicitly typecast from short to char. And since the compiler is adamant with this case, we force it to typecast to the character data type. And this is known as explicit typecasting in Java. Well, this can happen with other characters and other data types too. For example, let's say I have a integer variable abc storing a value of 300. Then I want to convert this value into a byte data type and store it in a byte variable b. Once I print this, what will I get? Pause this video and think for a moment. Dry run this program in your mind as to what you'll get as an output. If you might be thinking, that the value that is stored in this variable abc, that is 300, it is out of the range of this byte data type. You are absolutely correct, but you are partially correct. Why? What will be the output for this? Simply put, the output will be 300 modulo 256. And if we execute this, look what value we are getting, which is 44. Exactly befitting 300 modulo 256 is 44. The remainder is 44. But why? Wasn't it supposed to throw any sort of compilation error? Why did it return a value? It's because, switching back to our PowerPoint, is because when we have a integer variable storing a value, let's say 300, after declaring we are typecasting it explicitly to the byte type, what happens is this particular value 300 is forced to be converted to the byte type. But the Java compiler sees that there is a overflow that is going to take place because byte has a range of minus 128 to 127. And when this happens, when the Java compiler sees that ABC is storing 300, which is far beyond the range of the byte data type, what it does is it stores the value of 300 modulo 256. Now, where does this 256 comes from? This is the range of the byte data type. This is the size of the byte data type. 2 to the power 8 is equals 256. 1 byte is 8 bits. Okay, and you can do it even this way. When you calculate the range for a byte data type, it is 127 minus and the minus of 128, which is again 256, and therefore it stores the value of 44. So this, gentlemen, is what we call explicit type conversion, and in this case it is a narrowing conversion. Now there are a few questions that might be pondering in your mind. Let's say that you have a variable byte b storing a value 34, a short variable s storing a value 256, and then you are using it in an expression which is to be converted to an integer type. So the Java compiler senses that the variable b and the variable s belong to the byte and short data types. Both of these data types have a range which is less than the int type, and therefore it automatically typecasts to the destination type, which is in this case an int type. Similarly, let's say that you want to use this value of sum in a long variable. Well, here as well, it automatically typecasts to the destination type. What if I want to use this value ABC in a float data type? Let's see what will happen. Floating is equals ABC. Again, an automatic conversion. What is stored in this variable floating? Let us print and see. And what it prints is 390, which is the sum of all of these values plus 100. Isn't that cool? But you might have a question that float is of 4 bytes and long is of 8 bytes. Well, what happens is float can store a long data type just because of the reason that it can compensate for those decimal places. And definitely you can convert a floating type to a double type any day. and the Java compiler will do it happily without any exception or error. So this is done for automatic typecasting, and this is how automatic type promotion takes place in expressions of Java. Now, let us study the type promotion rules that are there. In the type promotion rules, we know that a byte can be converted to short, short can be converted to int can be further converted to long, long to float, float to double, and the char data type can also be converted to int. You should note this. But a char data type cannot be converted to short, or a short cannot be converted to char unless it is explicitly typecasted. This is for automatic type promotion by the Java compiler. The Java compiler follows this hierarchy in order to promote from one data type to the other. Let's say that you are converting from short to boolean. Will it be possible? No, it won't be possible. Boolean has only two values, which is true and false. And in case of Java, this true and false do not mean 0 and 1. And hence it cannot be converted from, there is no interconversion between any other data type and Boolean data type. So you should keep this in mind. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one where we'll be discussing about arrays. And before that, we'll also discuss about local variable type inferencing in the next one. So best of luck till the next video. Subscribe to this channel. And if you have any query, all the endpoints are open. You can generate any query on my mail or on my profiles, and I'll answer to that anytime. Thank you for watching.